Blac Chyna has a vendetta against the Kardashians and Jenners, which is understandable given her whole situation with them. She's been telling all sorts of dirt on the famous family recently, but now she's let something slip about momager Kris Jenner that definitely paints her parenting skills in a bad light, to say the least. She says that Kris planned to get Kylie Jenner to date Tyga when she was only 15. Chyna has actually had a lot to say about the Kardashians. Did Kris Jenner pimp out Kylie when she was a teenager? There's a lot to unpack here, so let's get started. Everybody knows that the Kardashians will do whatever it takes to get fame and media attention, but nobody really thought it went to these levels. But Blac Chyna knows the inner workings of the family because she used to be close friends with Kim, long before she started dating Rob Kardashian. Actually, Chyna dated Tyga herself, and they have a son together named King Cairo. She and Tyga even attended Kim and Kanye's wedding in 2014, so they were an item and the Kardashian family knew it. Not long after Chyna and Tyga broke up, Kylie was dating him, which is what really soured her relationship with the Kardashian family. According to Blac Chyna, who's now going by her name, Angela White, Kris had a whole list of rappers for Kylie to potentially date to gain fame and popularity. What's really messed up about this situation is that Kylie was just a teenager, a minor, and all of the potential boos that Kris allegedly picked out for her were in their mid to late 20s. Chyna says that Kris worked on Tyga and manipulated him and brainwashed him against her. She says Kris turned him against her and made him throw her out of the house.
No, it was actually when Tyga's friends had threw me outside of his house. Yeah. They packed my stuff up and put it in his truck at the time. Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah. And I never used to talk about these things, but I'm like, you know what? I think I'm kind of done with all that. And I feel like people need to hear my side.
What you've been through.
Yeah, it's been years.
Angela also said that Kris spun this negative narrative about her in the media, and that the whole Kardashian clan was on board with Kylie and Tyga's relationship, even though it was technically illegal for them to be together.
I never really talked about this until today. Me and Kim, we were really good friends. I was on her show and all this stuff like that. We lived in the same community. And then her little sister started, talking to Tyga, which was kind of crazy because she was underage.
This isn't exactly shocking, considering that Ray J has been screaming from the top of his lungs for everyone to hear that Kris planned and set up the leak of it with Kim to get them all famous. He even says that Kris had them record 3 different videos, then watched all 3 of them, chose her favorite, and then leaked it. Imagine having your mom not only plan leaking your but telling you to record 3, watching them, and telling you which one she likes best. I can't honestly imagine how awkward that would be. So if she really did that to Kim, then it's not hard to imagine that she'd pimp out Kylie when she's still a kid too. Kim and Kylie seem to be her favorites of the bunch, and maybe that's why. Kris's plans for Kylie actually started when Kylie was 14, because that's when she first met Tyga at Kendall's Sweet 16 party. At first, Kylie and Tyga just got along and started talking. They were just friendly. But allegedly, Kris came to the realization that if the two got together, it would be great for their public image. And as far as PR goes, yeah, Kris was right. But as far as ethics or the law go, Kylie was somewhere between 15 and 16 at the time, so it was pretty messed up. That means it was illegal for Kylie to date Tyga when Kris started advocating for it. Tyga was over 20 and had a kid. Tyga started appearing more often on Kylie's social media posts. During this time period, Tyga and Blac Chyna were engaged. They shared a son too. And in the middle of all this, Chyna and Kim were besties. So to put this into perspective, Kris Jenner was planning for Kylie Jenner, who was a minor, to hook up with her sister's best friend's fiance/baby daddy for fame and clout. Eventually, Tyga broke things off with Blac Chyna, and for a long time, he and Kylie couldn't legally announce or even acknowledge their relationship. It was one of those well-known secrets for everyone around them, and all of the Kardashians turned on Chyna after that. All of them. Even her friend, Kim. But Tyga made a tweet denying that he was with Kylie, stating, "Don't believe the rumors, been friends with the family forever, we're all just friends." Kris even got on the Ryan Seacrest show and said, "Kylie isn't dating anybody. This whole little group of kids who've been around forever, and I call them kids because, relatively speaking, they kind of all travel as a pack, and they enjoy each other's company. We all live in the same neighborhood. Tyga used to live across the street for a long time, and now he lives next door to Khloe. Well, isn't that convenient?" Nobody really believed them that there wasn't anything going on there. When Kylie was only 17, they let her take Tyga with her on a trip, during which he made this comment about her.
"I see her jiggling."
Really?
Yeah, I'm really jiggling.
That's definitely not the type of thing a full-grown man, a father, should be saying to a teenage girl. And it's definitely not something that people around her who actually care about her and protect her should be letting slide. It definitely feels like sane people should have checked him for that remark. But that just goes to prove that they were definitely a couple at that time and that everybody was just sort of looking the other way while it happened. As she approached the age of 18, they started getting more and more out in the open about things. She was still 17 when Tyga made this post about her. "Your beauty never goes unnoticed. One of the best, dopest person in my life." And he went on to get her name tattooed on his arm. All the while, everybody was claiming they were just friends. Yeah, cause guys just regularly get tattoos of their female friends' names on their arms. It's a real chick magnet. A few weeks after her 18th birthday, Kylie was on the video for Tyga's song Stimulated. And it was no secret that the song was about her. They say she young, I should have waited. She a big girl, dog when she's stimulated. And that ranks up there as some of the creepiest lyrics ever written about the of a minor. The whole Kardashian family was behind Kylie's creepy relationship with Tyga though, not just Kris. Chyna's friend Amber Rose talked about their relationship and it ticked Khloe off.
Your close friend right now.
Yes.
Tyga and Kylie, what do you think about that? Do you think Kylie's too young for him?
She's
Kylie's
17.
Bash's age.
The law thinks that she's too young for
She's
him.
a baby. She needs to go to bed at 7
Yes.
o'clock and
Damn.
relax.
Who wants a
Yeah.
girlfriend that you got to make sure what her calcium intake is?
Nah, I'm over that. That's ridiculous. He should be ashamed of himself. That's how I feel.
Khloe jumped on Twitter and said, "I was a stripper since I was 15 years old," Amber Rose told Fox. "Please don't worry about my sister who has a career and her together at only 17. People who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. Please stop talking about us in interviews, mama. None of us talk about you." Not surprisingly, Kylie's relationship with Tyga didn't work out. Once they split, Tyga did an interview on Nicki Minaj's show and said she pushed Kylie on him because she wanted Kylie to have influence with black people.
And there was a lot of codes being taught. It was like, you can do this, you should start this, you should start doing your hair like this, or you should do this. You should adapt because you need black people to f with you because you need culture. If you ain't got black people behind you, you ain't got nothing. Ain't nobody gonna listen. You can't influence nobody. So I had a lot to do with all that.
After that train wreck, Kris didn't give Kylie much time to recover before she pushed her at Travis Scott, who, it's worth pointing out, is another black rapper with some fame attached to his name. It was like a week after Kylie and Tyga split before she and Travis met, and it was no time before they started dating. Kylie accompanied Travis on tour within just days of having met him. She said in an interview Coachella was one of the stops on his tour, so he said, "I'm going back on tour, what do we want to do about this?" Because we obviously liked each other. And I was like, I guess I'm going with you. I really jumped on the bus, and then we rode off into the sunset. I did the whole tour with him. Kylie got pregnant with their daughter, Stormy, when she'd known Travis for a whole 3 weeks. And Black Chyna says that Kylie planned to get pregnant by Travis on purpose to solidify her ties to the black community. And that makes sense because they split up after they had Stormy, and then when they got back together, they had their son, Air, and then they split again. With her ties to the black community secured, she's free to date whoever she wants. So she chose Timothée Chalamet, who's like the whitest guy ever. And here is what people are saying about Chyna's disclosures. I think Kris forced Kylie to date Tyga. Kylie is innocent. Kris is to blame. Kris is a horrible mother who influences her children to date older guys because of their fame. Of course, I believe Kris did that. After all, Kris sold her first daughter tape. Monster mother is money hungry. He didn't just groom her, he influenced her to change her entire body in a serious way, influencing the whole planet of women to get surgery. I remember when all this started happening. Everybody suddenly knew who Blac Chyna was before all this broke out. I believe the Kardashians envied Blac Chyna and saw her as a threat. Even Kim befriending her could all have been by design, because it added an extra punch when Kim stopped being her friend. I wouldn't put it past Kris if she offered Kylie to Tyga, and they made a deal, and then suddenly Kris starts feeding all these things to Kylie about what she should do. It all seems really sinister. I'm glad Blac Chyna saw the light and is living better now and bringing the truth to light. God bless her. But what do you think? Did Kylie get what Tyga and Kris just went with it? Or do you think Kris is shady enough to pimp out her underage daughter? Drop your thoughts in the comments.